I don't get what the big deal is about microplastics. I've been eating Lego pieces ever since I was a kid, and I turned out just fine. Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, and that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'm going to be sitting back in my very squeaky chair, relaxing and having a little conversation with all of you guys about perfect orders here. And it's collapsed the Pokemon market. You guys just gotta understand. The newest Pokemon set is the worst Pokemon set of all time, and it is doing untold damage to the Pokemon ecosystem. The bubble has popped, the hype trade is over, and perfect order boxes are collapsing as we speak, all the way down to the terribly low price of $210 a box. And the ETBs, they're even worse. You know, you can get an ETB right now for $75 a box. A Pokemon Center ETB for $130. And the rarest super mega hyper gold rare mega Zygarde EX VW XYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon version. That's like, it's so cheap. It's only like $175 on the secondary market right now. And honestly, at these prices, I don't think the secondary market for Pokemon is sustainable. I think it's only a matter of time before it all goes to zero. And, you know, being serious here, I mean, I really want to understand where some people come from when it comes to talking about the success of a set, the fate of a market, and how exactly they choose to judge how good a set is. Because there's people out there unironically having entire conversations about how bad Perfect Order is as a set, how the Zygarde set is unironically bad. And I made a video the other day about it, asking, you know, rather facetiously, whether or not Perfect Order, I might have called it Mega Order, Perfect Order would collapse the Pokemon bubble and bring the entire market down. And back then, I think I said something along the lines of, probably not. It'd be nice if it did, but probably not. Because the demand is still there. The Pokemon craze is still very strong, and there's still, even for a set that so many people seem to think is a failure, there's still very clearly demand. Because guess what? $210 a box is still fairly good if you're a seller, not if you're a buyer, obviously. If you're a buyer, $210 a box is inflationary. Californian gas prices, basically. Actually, hang on, what's cheaper? Buying a Pokemon box or filling your car up in California? You guys let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there, you know, sure, it's loud voices, not the most rational people out there from the smartest corners of the internet. You guys know the places I'm talking about. But they're treating it like, they're treating Perfect Order, the Zygarde set, which is, we're just out of release. You know, we're in the post-release window where, for every set from every card game, basically, prices sag a bit as the market finally gets those singles and sealed products that people are finally able to sell, finally hitting shelves and finally being sent out. So, of course, prices retract a bit, things dip down a bit, and people relax a bit. And for some reason, people see that trend downwards in the week after release and go, oh man, it's such a bad set. Oh man, I'm not going to invest in this. I'm not going to buy any of this. It's so trash. And it's still over MSRP. And people are acting like this is one of the worst performing Pokemon sets ever. And I just can't understand that. It does not make sense to me. And I understand there was negativity towards the set in the weeks leading up to release. As soon as we had the announcement, of course, there were people being slightly negative about the Zygarde set. You know, it's crazy to think about. But yeah, it seems that even now, post-release, with the prices maintained as they are, people have doubled down on the ideology that it's not good. And sure, you know, it's not Phantasmal Flames, which is, I think, $375 a box right now. It's definitely not Destined Rivals, which is $570. I would even say, because Mega Evolutions at $280, I think. It's not great, but not awful. So it's not even Mega Evolutions. in terms of secondary market price point. So it's not doing the best ever. It's not outperforming every other Pokemon product ever. It's not the most in-demand set ever. And you know what else it isn't doing? It isn't $90 a box, which is where Pokemon was at for well over a year, over 2 years, I think, actually. You know, there was a time period where people legitimately thought Pokemon was in the dumpster for good because the entire first chunk of the Scarlet Violet era was $90, and people just accepted that. Now that we're so used to seeing these sets like 151, Prismatic Evolutions, Destined Rivals, we're so used to seeing these sets come out and have so much demand, so much fervor, so much hype, etc., that one that's just a bit cooled off from the norm, people are acting like it's the unwanted stepchild, and that's just clearly not true. There are clearly people who want cards from this set, people who want to buy the set, people who still just want to get a hold of whatever Pokemon products they can. And yeah, availability has definitely become less of a problem, so there's that to account for. It feels like there's more Pokemon stocked on shelves. People are freaking out about less. There's less fights at your local Walmart or whatever to try and get a hold of the last ETB. Fun stuff. But yeah, I don't think calling any set that's above MSRP a failure is a good idea. I had this conversation before about Spider-Man. I still don't think the Spider-Man set is as bad as people are giving it credit for, because to keep it on Pokemon terms, to keep focused, because I do get off track easily. When a set is above MSRP, regardless of the state of the wider market, regardless of how it's compared to other products in that market, that means there's demand. That means there's people who want it. That means that there is less of it going around than the amount of people who want it. Because if nobody wanted it, like some super smart people from the smartest corners of the internet are claiming, if nobody wanted it, okay, and this was purely a set for parents to finally buy their kids their Pokemon packs, right? That they were the only people buying it. If that was true, if there was only a very small subset of the community buying it, it wouldn't be over MSRP. It would not be at $210 a box. If the Pokemon bubble had burst, this would not be the only set you'd be seeing that kind of data with. You'd be seeing other sets coming down too. We're just not currently, I should say, seeing some devastating pullback of the Pokemon market. In fact, there's still, I believe, crazy demand for Pokemon as more and more people are eyeballing things like older cards, vintage cards, even like slightly less modern than modern cards. I know it's a weird sentence to say, but like Sun and Moon era stuff, people are eyeballing weirdly, and I don't know. There's just something about the idea that Pokemon could be dead or that one set could be doing so poorly, and I could agree with it. I could, in theory, agree with Perfect Order not being as cool as Destined Rivals or Prismatic Evolutions or 151 or whatever, and that's probably true. It's probably not as good a set as those. I mean, it's got a Zygarde, a Meowth, nice Chansey. There's probably some other stuff in there too, but it's not a Charizard set. It's not an Umbreon set. It's not a Pikachu set. But it's not hot garbage. So, when you're interacting with people online, it's easy to find yourself believing a narrative and then looking at reality and understanding that narrative might not necessarily reflect reality. And I think when it comes to Perfect Order, we're seeing that. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, demand evaporates and things slow down to the point where Perfect Order boxes are available for $90. And you know what? If that happens, I will be eating my words. And then I will be buying some boxes. As many as I can get. Because $90 a box, boy, I miss $90 Pokemon boxes. Don't think we're getting them anytime soon. Hopefully, but I don't believe so. So yeah, when you see when you see super hyper negative narratives, well, honestly, any narratives, positive or negative, just look at the actual data, look at the actual numbers, look at the sales, the price points, and what's actually moving, and you'll see that sometimes, certainly, people calling Destined Rivals the best Pokemon set of all time, or Prismatic Evolutions the best Pokemon set of all time, or what was it, Chilling Reign, the best Pokemon set of all time. You could easily look at sales numbers daily on most sites, TCG Player, eBay, etc. You can look at price swings up and down on many sites. You can see what singles are selling, and you can look at this rationally and go, sure, maybe this set is not as desirable as, say, a Charizard set or a Pikachu set, but it's still not in the gutter. And maybe that could change. And like I said, maybe I'll eat my words. But for now, it seems that people still want the set, regardless of how super analytical individuals, regardless of what they seem to think. So anyway, that's all I got for you kiddos today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me or disagree with me. If you think I'm completely crazy, I'm always curious to know. Check out the Discord, the Patreon, and the TCG Player Store. Links are in the description below. Thank you guys again for watching, and have a great day. Ciao.